Hey Virgo and Virgo rising, welcome to your August 2025 Tarotscopes. And if you're an August Virgo, happy birthday to you guys. I hope it's a good one. I got a special treat for you today. I'm going to be giving you your monthly horoscope for the tarot cards and giving you guys an option to choose your own deck, to choose your own reading, choose your own adventure. So here's how this is going to work. We've got 4 decks here. Each one is going to represent a different 3-card spread. I'm going to let you guys choose which one you're drawn to, but I'm going to let you know what they mean first. So deck number 1 we've got here, this is going to represent your heart's desire. So this is your monthly horoscope, Tarotscope for relationships, emotions, as well as any emotional fulfillment. Deck number 2 is called Ambition's Call. So deck number 2 is all about your career, any of your professional goals, or your public life and ambitions. Deck number 3, I'm calling the Wealth Flow. So this is going to be your card reading for finances, anything in regards to material security, as well as abundance. And deck number 4, I'm calling Inner Growth. This is going to be spiritual intuitive messages on self-discovery, healing, and anything you guys need to know from the ethers. So the question that I have for you is, what deck are you guys drawn to the most? Go ahead and select your deck or select your reading. All right, we're going to start with deck number 1. We're going to give all the Virgos their insight into their relationship stuff for the month ahead. So think about your question. Well, I shuffle the deck and I ask the tarot, what does Virgo need to know about their heart's desires this month? All right, so in this order, we have got the Judgment card, we have got the Lovers card, we have got the 10 of Coins. My goodness, Virgo and Virgo rising. I think a lot of you guys are starting to feel the vibes that are kind of coming from the eclipses that are coming next month. I know you've also had Mercury, your chart ruler, retrograde, so there's been a lot of being in your head, reevaluating, rethinking, what do I want, what do I not want, who am I, and who could I be in relationship to other people. Judgment card is saying there are big decisions that are being made and that there are things that are going to be playing out over the next couple of weeks that are going to be very significant, very karmic, and very defining when it comes to your relationships. The key here is how you can kind of better balance who you are in comparison to who you could be with others. Some of you guys might be feeling like you're making some major steps in commitment forward in relationships. Those of you guys who are in long-standing relationships, you're reevaluating whether or not you guys can find the love again. If you guys can find the flame, if you could reignite that, if there's possibility to kind of build your bond stronger into the future. Now, I say that because the card that is in the second position is talking about what's unfolding in relationships this month, and this is going to be the Lovers card. So passion, desire, options, choices, falling deeper in love, temptation as well, and whether or not you're going to take the bait. So it can mean that you're debating whether or not you want one person or another. Maybe you're deciding whether or not you want to get back into dating, but part of you is craving relationships. Part of you is craving togetherness with another person, and there are nodal transits going on in your relationship house that's really bringing you partners of destiny. So some may argue that the Lovers card is one of the soulmates cards, and that there can be some defining moments that's actually showing you who you're meant to be with for the next couple of, go rounds, or who is meant to kind of leave your life and you have kind of learned the lessons that you need to learn. So you might feel like you're a little torn between choosing between staying single, being in a relationship, or, whether or not you want one person or another. But intimacy, passion, and desire is definitely part of the agenda this month. Now, the final card that you get, which is really the advice revolving around relationships, is you got to think about your long-term investments, right? You're an earth sign, so I can talk to you like that. Relationships are going to be like business partnerships. So in a way, it's not just about, well, what tastes good, what feels good, what's going to end up being something that's going to give me pleasure in the moment, but it's making decisions about what is actually going to work for you when it comes to your life moving forward down the road. So when I think of the 10 of coins, I think of where you're going to be in 10 years, where you're going to be in, 10 months, and whether or not you're actually building towards a solid future and commitment with another person. So many of you guys might be feeling like you're trying to decide if you want to settle down, or you're trying to decide if you want to start a family, you're trying to decide whether or not the person that you're kind of going back and forth with has the capabilities of being that person. And if you're single, you're choosing that you're going to find somebody that, yes, there's going to be some chemistry, there's passion and connection, but you're not letting that rule the decisions that you're making. You're not letting that make be the only thing that's deciding whether or not you commit to them. You're really thinking about who is going to be the person who's going to be standing by you through some of the more challenging moments in life. Ten of Coins can be about job changes. It can be about family changes. It can be about financial changes. And the person who's going to complement you and really do life with you in a very significant way. So some of this stuff is starting up now. You'll see it manifest and kind of unfold further next month as you're getting into those eclipses that are going to be in your sign and also in Pisces, your 7th house. And I feel like there's going to be family celebrations, parties, gatherings, and things that are really going to improve the likelihood of having better relationships or meeting your forever someone. All right, so we're going to move now to the second deck, which is Ambition's Call. So Virgo, this is all about your career, what you need to know regarding your goals and your public persona for the month ahead. Some of the same cards, and I'm laughing because now I'm on Virgo, so I've gotten almost halfway through the Zodiac, and I see this quite a bit already with some of the spreads. Very interesting. You get the Two of Cups, you get the Knight of Swords, and you get the Judgment card. Doesn't matter if it's a different deck, you're going to get some of the same messages. So it can mean that, hey, there's big decisions being made when it comes to your ambitions out in the world, your public life. Obviously, Uranus is shaking things up in your career zone, so that definitely makes things interesting, right? It never gets boring. But I feel like there's opportunities and offerings that are coming your way. Two of Cups is traditionally like a relationship card. This is like the general career goal energy. So it's saying maybe you're actually out there looking for a new job. Maybe you're looking to partner with another person. Maybe you're thinking about a business or creating an idea where you offer services or you offer products. But there's going to be a lot of support and there's going to be a lot of help because the Two of Cups can be somebody who's offering you something. So if you're interviewing, if you're looking for jobs, if you're also trying to find the best people to kind of connect and collaborate with who can kind of help get your name out there, or there could be some support that can be coming from like a career coach. It could be from like a job hunter or somebody who does like career or job placement. I think that could be really beneficial. Take the support where you can get it this month. Be willing to build on relationship dynamics because it's going to help you professionally out in the world. Now, the Knight of Swords can be talking about an air sign. So keep your eyes out for like Geminis. It could be Libras. It could be Aquariuses. But this could also represent you kind of swiftly making communication. You know, you're making sure you're getting your calls back to people. You're responding to your emails. It's going to be very busy. There could be a lot of meetings, and there could also be some kind of travel that's happening revolving around work. Important discussions and also like proposals can be coming up. And it's really important for you to be speaking up, telling people what it is that you're doing, telling people what you're hoping to achieve. Maybe leading a team or inspiring other people with your thoughts and ideas is going to be a huge game changer for some of your career developments in August. Now, the final card you get is the Judgment card. So it's saying equal to the last reading that's like, hey, there are big things happening here. Judgment tells me that you have to make a decision and that the decision that you make now is going to have long-standing results. So if you decide to say, hey, rather than working a 9 to 5, I'm going to be, starting my own business, or I'm going to be launching this side hustle, or I'm going to be focusing on writing my book, or I'm going back to school, whatever it is, you need to stay the path. You need to commit to it. You need to be consistent with it. I feel like the decisions that you make and also the people who come in this month are going to help you be more decisive with some of your professional goals. And they're going to inspire you to be more confident in putting yourself out there as well as sharing your ideas. All right, so Virgo, we've got deck number 3, which is your wealth flow. So if you're wanting to know anything in regards to your finances, your money, what's going on with your abundance, this is the reading for you. Now, let's see what the cards have to say for Virgo's finances in the month of August. All right, so the cards that you get in this order are the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Swords. I'd be really cautious when it comes to conflict over finances. I think that there can definitely be some of that stuff that's kind of happening. Some of you guys are feeling that going into early August, as Mars is in your money house, where you're fighting for what you want. You need to spend more money. You're hoping to gain more money. Saturn's in your house of other people's, and there could be some financial conflicts or discrepancies over who owes who, who's paying for what, who's giving, who's taking. And the Five of Swords is saying like arguments and conflicts revolving around this or throwing barbs is not going to get anybody anywhere. It's not going to help you. It's going to create more division. There's also going to be more frustration. And you might kind of feel like there is a sense of like arguments that are coming up about money or financial situations. It can stress you out a little bit. And also it's going to take a swipe at your self-esteem. So I would say try to avoid that. Arguing is not going to get you anywhere. And also, if you're trying to make a point about what value you bring to a relationship, what you bring to your position at work, what you're giving to family or what you're giving to friends, like the argument in the back and forth is going to seem petty. And there is like a sense of some people getting turned off by that and kind of wanting to kind of walk away from the situation. So we want to diffuse this. We want to find ways to work together. And I say that because the Three of Cups comes up in the current position. So your opportunity in finances is actually working together as a team, collaborating, like pitching in, finding ways to be able to pull your weight and inspiring other people to do the same seems to be the key. You may also be celebrating that you're overcoming, some challenges in a financial department. It might mean that you end up winning some small sum, or, you end up being gifted something, or you eventually have a breakthrough. You end up getting a job, you get a bonus, something like that. And you'll be celebrating with other people that you're like, okay, victory, like we overcame it, we moved through it. And it also looks like a lot of this is going to be about social support. So it means that through networking, connecting with other people, you may actually have a leg up in having some better financial opportunities. And then finally, you have the Six of Swords coming up. And this is all about taking action when it comes to your financial growth or stability. It does tell me that you're going through like a transitional period. It might mean that you're like, well, this is a month where unfortunately, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money to make money. It also might be a time where you're feeling like that there are resources going out, or maybe you're making investments and you know that this is just temporary and that money is actually going to be coming back to you in the future. Maybe money is being spent on transportation, travel, moving, relocating. It could also mean that, things are going to kind of level out a little bit in the financial department because you're more focused on how you can actually get to a point where there isn't going to be stress or tension. Saturn and Neptune retrograding, obviously, pretty soon out of your 8th house. So that could give you a little bit of a break when it comes to partners' finances or other people's money. And as we're getting closer into September, you're going to see that there is like a big money month that you're going to be having. Things are going to balance out. You're going to feel a little bit better supported in relationships. Looks like this month you're just trying to take the wins when you can, and you're trying to keep the peace. And then finally, we have got the 4th deck, which is all about your inner growth and the spiritual messages that you guys get in regards to healing or self-discovery. Let's see what the cards have to say for this reading for Virgo. Looks like a little bit of a continuation of some of the other readings that we have had. You have got the Two of Coins, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. You might kind of feel like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't this month. And I think a lot of that's just that build up into eclipse season. I think a lot of that's also, there is a lot of financial back and forth that's going on with the Two of Coins. To me, it seems like you're trying to balance too much. You're trying to do too much. And maybe that means you're taking on too much at work, you're taking too much in relationships, there's too much going on with family. Obviously, the South Node kind of going through your sign, and Mars having been there recently can kind of feel like it's knocking the wind out of your sails, like you're depleted. And I would say, like, this is a month where you want to slow down. And if you're seeing conflict, if you're seeing friction, it's almost like you have too many irons in the fire, right? So the inner state with the Two of Coins is you're weighing out your options, you're going back and forth, you're indecisive. And that could be about a job matter, a health matter, it could be about finances, earthly kind of pentacle things, and feeling like you're kind of off balance, like that there's too many things going on at one time. So take a step back, take a breath. Notice where there's friction, where there's pushback, and where there's some conflict, because the Five of Wands is saying people are going to test you this month. There is going to be a sense of people bringing up this conflict or this challenge because they're trying to get you to make a decision. And you might see it as, well, they're being combative, or, they're being difficult, or they're not wanting to kind of, make amends. When in reality, some of the friction that's coming up is because other people are trying to kind of encourage you to participate in relationships, or to go back and forth and to actually be a team player. The best way to navigate this is to anticipate that there's going to be some friction, and also go into it as the Knight of Cups, where you're wearing your heart on your sleeve, you're listening to your emotions, you're being vulnerable, you're listening to your intuition. Knight of Cups can also be a water sign, so it can be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces that's coming in. It can mean that if you lead with your heart and you're trying to really listen to what it's telling you, and you try to be a little bit more emotionally sensitive and vulnerable, you're going to see that it's not that people are trying to kind of challenge you, it's that they're trying to ask you what it is that you want. So where there's friction, there's also opportunity to kind of work through things. And the Knight of Cups can also be an indication that, there is a lot of emotional support this month as you go through that. You might have a relationship or a friend, or, a partnership of some kind who is willing to kind of hear you out and hear you kind of go back and forth and weigh these options, and kind of say to you, hey, it sounds like, you're kind of thinking too much into this, or that you're trying to rationalize something that is really more emotional. It's not as, cut and dry as you're making it seem. Don't escape or kind of avoid any opportunities to really listen to your emotions this month, because I think they're trying to tell you something. And obviously you have some decisions to make regardless of what that's about. But there will be less conflict and there will be less friction if you actually pick a lane and you stick to it. So listen to your heart, look for some help, probably from a water sign or a new romantic interest. And it kind of reminds me of the Notebook scene, where you're like, Noah's like, what do you want? That frustration that's like, just tell me what you want. There doesn't have to be drama or friction if you can just come to terms with what the heart wants. Okay? Happy birthday to my August Virgos. I hope it's a good one for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the August 2025 Tarotscopes. I hope you guys subscribe below so that way you can see more of the new content that's coming out on the channel, as well as check out your August 2025 horoscopes for the astrology. Do give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure you're subscribed, and leave me your comments below. Let me know how these readings resonate with you as the month goes on. I'm curious to hear which deck you guys were drawn to, and whether or not you relate to these. If you want to see more about me and my work, maybe you want to book a personal reading, or you'd like to learn tarot or astrology, I'm happy to help you. Click the links below and head over to beyondtheveiltarot.com. You can see all the information there on my work. And I hope that this is a beautiful month of August for you, and I'll catch you guys back here next month in September. Take care.